welcome to That Weird Thing. This week we'll be discussing The X-Files, a series about looking for abnormal activity in the world and all that kind of jazz. So stay tuned, we're going to switch really damn quick right about now. Hello, as I just mentioned a couple of seconds ago in my introduction, we're discussing The X-Files, and my guest this week is Constantine. So, well, thank you for coming on the show this week. And so now I guess the logical question to get started on is, what is The X-Files basically about?
The X-Files is basically about an agent. His name is Fox Mulder. He's an agent with the FBI. And he has a very strong interest in paranormal phenomenon, such as ghosts, UFOs, psychics, things like that. Because when he was 12 years old, his sister went missing. And he came to believe that she was abducted by aliens. So he has decided to spend his life looking for the truth. And what the truth is what is behind things such as paranormal phenomena. And when, so he's in the FBI, he's an FBI agent, and other agents have worries about him, thinking that because of his interests, he uses unconventional methods to solve cases. They think that perhaps his mind is not suited toward the way the FBI is supposed to work. So they assign an FBI agent named Dana Scully, who is a coroner, to investigate him. And what she does is she becomes his partner for a little while, and eventually hands in her report saying, "Yes, I believe Agent Mulder is fit to be an FBI agent." Ever since then, they've been partners on cases.
Now, Costa, what is Agent Scully's role now in the series?
Her role is as Agent Mulder's partner, and what she actually represents is the scientific area of life. Basically, if it's not proven scientifically, how do you expect me to believe it? Is her way of thinking. But over the course of the series, she sees things that lead her to be a skeptic as well. To start believing in some of the things that Mulder believes. And so it's kind of like she's there to discern Mulder from scientific logic.
Okay. Now, from what I joined this season. I joined the series kind of like in the middle. They'd already been on for at least a season, or at least half a season, I believe.
Seasons, yeah.
So now they're there's a big debate about whether about the FBI, the government cover-ups. I'm assuming that's a big role. That plays a big part in the series now.
It plays a part. If you watch other shows like Unsolved Mysteries and Sightings, they make reference to a UFO crash in 1947 in Roswell. This is the most popular case of UFO sighting, and it is claimed that 4 bodies were retrieved at the site, alien bodies, and that eventually autopsies were made. This is all speculation. We don't know if this is true, but if they are on shows like Sightings and Unsolved Mysteries, they are then based on real claims. What the X-Files, which is fiction, does is take such a story and put it into a fictional storyline.
Yes.
So that if, for example, Mulder were to see a UFO today, the story would then progress, and somehow would be linked to the 1947 crash.
Right.
And they tend to sometimes add real events in the show. Another example is the fact that of the satellite being sent to outer space, and what will be the first man-made thing to leave our galaxy.
Right.
They actually mentioned one of those, that in one of the episodes.
Okay, now all this paranormal activity and such, it would seem to me like the show would have a dark feel to it. It wouldn't exactly be a light show where everybody just says, "Oh wow, this is really groovy. Watch this stuff happen."
There's some of both.
Okay.
It's dark, but it uses special effects that would make you go ooh.
Okay, but is there anything in the series that makes it a bit more brevity? You know, kind of like kind of a comic style, so that you're not always like downcast at the end of each episode. Because I haven't watched it enough to know. So
there is some comedy between Mulder and Scully. Basically, some dialogue. Like, for example, Scully, who is a skeptic, would say something like, "Oh, come on, you expect me to believe little green men would walk out of that door?"
So basically
like
just
that.
silly little lines thrown in every once in a while.
Yes.
Okay. Now, Scully and Mulder,
Yes.
they're the main characters.
Yes.
But there are other background characters that...
Once in a while there are. In the introductory theme, there were only the names of Mulder and Scully.
Right.
And then when the show begins, you have like names of guest actors.
Right.
And one that keeps reoccurring is Mitch Pileggi, who stars as Assistant Principal Skinner. He is basically Mulder and Scully's boss. He's not in every episode, but he's close to being a regular of the show.
Okay, now you said Assistant Principal Skinner. That sounds a lot like The Simpsons. Is that what you meant to say, or is that the actual name?
I believe that's his name, if I remember
That's
correctly.
quite interesting.
That's
That's interesting. But, okay. One of the characters I found most intriguing is their informant, who appears from time to time.
the African?
Yes.
Yes.
Can you tell a bit more about him, if possible?
I don't know much about him either. Apparently, he when Mulder is really in a fix and is at a dead end, he would call this informant, meet in a particular location, and ask, "Can you tell me anything?" Now this informant is getting a little annoyed that he keeps calling him.
Mm-hmm.
In that his view is, "I am not at your beck and call."
Right.
And I am putting my neck out on the line for you here, you know.
Kind of raise the drama type of the tension between the two characters.
Yes.
Okay.
So, whenever I've seen him, I've never really understood the context that much, but
I always seem to find that, because of the few episodes I've seen, he's always been a part of them somewhat.
Always?
I mean, I've skipped a couple of weeks, but I've always seen that the episodes get a lot more interesting when he becomes a part of what's going on.
it makes the episode a little more deeper into the system kind of thing. But at this point, if he were eliminated, I wouldn't mind. I've never
You never
personally
cared for
him.
Okay. Well, now we're going to go to a commercial, so let's go to a commercial.
Good segue.
Welcome back from the commercial. As you may or may not have seen or noticed, contrary to what we usually do here on The Weird Thing, we did not go to a clip before the commercial break. Therefore, instead, right now, for your viewing pleasure, we are going to go to a clip. Take it away, Clip Man.
Can you hurry on with this?
Akane is my fiancée. You touch her and I'll kill you.
Did you mean that, Rodma? Would you really do that?
Hey, I was playing that. Yeah, I just went to go take a whiz and now I'm back.
Even good guys blow it.
You got a problem? It's my game. I'm playing here.
Were you a pinhead? No, you're not.
No. Maybe you didn't hear me right. I said it was my game.
It's his game. Now, I'd step aside if I were you. All right. You guys want to play a game? We'll play a game. I go first. man, you shouldn't have done that.
Why? What's he gonna do?
So is it my turn now?
Not wasting my time.
Ring the bell, wake the town, everyone is asleep.
Get a new record coming on, man.
Okay, so that was the clip, and now, why don't we go to a wonderful thing we like to call here the weird feature. This week, I'm doing an editorial. Hello and welcome to that weird editorial. This week I'm going to be talking about anime, because a lot of people have been asking me a lot of questions about anime, and rather than having to answer them each and every time, I figured I'd take a little time now and answer some of the questions and give a few of my opinions on the subject. Now, a lot of you have questions, such the most popular question being, why do all Japanese animation characters have such big eyes? And I'm not trying to diss the person who said gave me this particular response, but it is rather ignorant. They have big eyes because they are self-conscious about theirs. Unfortunately, I mean not unfortunately, but I really think that is not the case. I know the real reason why, and the real reason why is because the eyes are more expressive when they are bigger. You can give more expression with the eyes. So therefore, you know, if you got bigger eyes, you can do more with them. That's the point of that. As for the content of anime, okay, that's really where a lot of the debate comes from. Anime is a lot of people say, well, it's violent, there's a lot of pornography in them, and it's just generally wrong. Well, okay, there are different kinds of anime, just like there are different kinds of TV shows on today in the world today. And obviously there's got to be something going on, right? Because a series like Ranma Half, which is the one that most of the people here at CUTV is familiar with, went on in Japan for 8 years on television. And now they're still making new specials every month or so. I'm not really sure exactly how much. So obviously there's some kind of winning formula there. But as for the content, granted there's violence, granted there is some nudity, but then you look at shows like NYPD Blue and everybody says that's a high quality show, but because it's Japanese animation or just plain animation, it's wrong, because a lot of people have the idea that animation's just for kids, and while obviously the Japanese have a different set of mind, because to them the Japanese cartoons are for everybody, and they make sure that there's something for everybody. And as far as you not liking a particular form of the actual Japanese animation, such as the most famous example is Legend of the Overfiend, which everybody quotes to me as the most vile, one of the most vile. Okay, granted, I've seen it. part of it anyways, and it is kind of violent and there is a lot of sex in it, but if you don't like that, don't watch it, okay? I mean, nobody's forcing you to go out there and say, you gotta watch Legend of the Orpheus or else we'll kill you. No. So if you don't like that, don't watch it. I mean, other stuff like Ranma Half is comic for different people. And, you know, for kids, there's stuff like Sailor Moon's out now, which is kind of strange. There was Ronin Warriors, which were on, but they got yanked. I was surprised that it was even made TV because of all the debate over violence on television. So I figure, you know, watch before you make a decision, before you say that Japanese animation anime is a pox on humanity, then just watch it and then decide. If you don't like that particular one, fine, never watch it again. But don't say that it's bad just because, hey, one episode was bad. You know, you got to give it a chance. Just like, I mean, a lot of people gave NYPD Blue. I'm coming back to this one a lot because there was a lot of debate about it when it first came out. And a lot of people gave it a lot of flack because, I mean, there was a lot of violence and there was some partial nudity. And, well, I mean, after a while people got into it, and now it's one of the more popular shows on television. So I'm just saying, you know, give it a chance. So I guess that's about it for that editorial this week. I hope that I was able to clear up some opinions, and I hope I was able to enlighten some of you, because quite frankly, I find that anime is a lot more creative than some of the stuff that you see on TV nowadays. So that's it, and now back to something weird. And now we're back to the actual interview segment, which is what you're really here to watch. So anyways...
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, well, kind of hard to do it without a guest. I could interview myself, which I will do in a later episode. Watch for it. And but now let's get back to the X-Files.
Shall we?
Yes. Can you mention some of the things that they've been discussing this season on the X-Files?
Yes, well, thus far there have been 3 episodes in the new season. The first episode was part 3 of the alien abduction series. The 2 previous parts were from last season.
Okay.
And it ended with part 2, and then the third part was the season premiere.
Okay.
Where Mulder is missing and they don't know what exactly, and it has a UFO tint into it.
Right.
The second episode I really enjoyed was about lightning. This boy gets struck by lightning and therefore becomes lightning. He can throw lightning bolts and everything.
I've seen that in cartoons.
Change electrical currents and things like that to his own will. I really liked that episode. And the third one deals with psychics. And Mulder is asking a partly psychic. He can tell some things, such as how people are going to die, but nothing else.
Okay.
And he's trying to help. He's asking for this guy's help to stop a serial killer who is also psychic.
Now,
Or so he thinks.
did Jojo Savard get a cameo appearance in this, or?
No, but the X-Files airs at 12:05 p.m. on Channel 12, which is right after JoJo Psychic Alliance. So this is on Channel 12. I don't catch Fox because I'm a cheap Goomba, so I don't know when that airs. But Channel 12.
I believe on Fox it's Fridays at 8. But don't quote me on that, X-Files fans who are trying to find the X-Files, because if it's not on at 8, you'll sue me. This show, it's not about suing. It's about sci-fi. Back to Costa.
Yes, and sometimes during the commercial breaks you'll have the X-Files is brought to you by JoJo Psychic Alliance, and fast forward.
Yada, yada, yada.
Yes.
So, do you actually watch it? Do you actually stay up till after midnight, or do you actually just tape it and watch it the next day?
I stay up to watch it, and I record it because my brother wants to see it, my cousin who lives with me wants to see it, and my next door neighbor also likes it.
But you're the only one who's willing to stay up and watch it?
Yes.
So you cut out the commercials for them?
No. I want them to see JoJo.
Okay.
It's our culture, you know, French Canadian.
Yeah, yada, yada, yada.
Yada.
Okay, so what do you think is the appeal of the show? I mean, it's caught on like wildfire from what I've gathered, and I'm just wondering, do you have any idea what its main appeal is?
Yes, well, I think our age group, 18 to 34, will always be interested in things like that. I know you are very interested in things like Star Wars. A lot of people are interested in vampires. One episode of X-Files did deal with vampires.
Mm-hmm.
So anything that is outside our realm
Right.
will always be attractive to our age group.
Well, not only our age group. We wouldn't want to exclude the young ones or the older ones.
True.
So, but
But,
you say primarily,
primarily.
the audience that they're trying to attract is the middle 18 to what?
I don't know what they're trying to attract, but that is what they're attracting.
Right.
And the last Emmy Awards, they were nominated. The show was nominated for Best Dramatic Series. It lost out to ER. The other.
Well, that's no big surprise.
Big surprise. Michael Crichton have to win.
Yeah. So, okay. Let's go quick to a clip right now before we continue speaking any more about this show. So let's go to it.
Yappy, I appreciate you coming all the way down here.
Quiet. Yes. Seeing visions. Visions of the killer. He does not feel like he's in control of his own life. Very important. That's why he kills. Yes.
Can you see what he looks like?
Looks like a white man with facial hair. Or not. But he has, yes, a tattoo. Somewhere on his body. Maybe the tattoo has the facial hair. I think. I see him here. Forcing himself, yes, on a girl. But he cannot perform. So he's taking out his rage. It's done. I lost the vision. Someone is blocking me. I am picking up negative energy. Please, leave this room.
I'm part of this investigation.
You give off negative energy.
I can assure you, Mr. Yappy, I'm a believer in psychic ability.
So you say with your mouth. But your thoughts tell me the truth.
Agent Mulder, please.
I can't take you anywhere.
Now, excuse me, I have an interview to give. Skeptics like you make me sick.
Mr. Yappy, read this thought.
Social man.
Okay, I hope you all enjoyed that clip. And now that pretty much is going to do it for this episode of That Weird Thing, because we've more or less run out of time. So, Costa, I'd like to thank you for coming in on my show and
You're
talking
very
about.
welcome. Watch the X-Files. It's a good show.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed this time around better than your last appearance.
You gave Connie the car and she lost, okay?
Well, you know, these things happen.
I got a dumb Lucy doll. I mean,
she could have done more physical damage to me than you could have. Anyways, that's enough for this week. So, until next time, watch all kinds of cartoons and sci-fi stuff. It's really, really cool.
I'm never doing your show again.
Well, then that's kind of good because I don't really. I try to stay for one. I was going to say something mean, but I'm not going to now. Anyways, let's just go. This is dragging on much more. Bye, Costa. Bye, guys.